So today we're talking about soul braiding, the Akasha, and the rebirth. And today is our 28th show, which equals the number 10 for me. And number 10 is also the number of my name. And so some of the information that I'll share with you that gives you a better idea and understanding of the soul braiding is it's bringing into the essence of the now and making whole. And it's not the making whole as that if it was fractured before, unwhole before, but it's our understanding, it's our awareness that creates that wholeness. And so because we're becoming more aware, we're awakening, we're enlightening, we're stretching what we know to be true, the awareness that we keep, the definitions and perspectives allow us to create that sensation, that experience, which we talked about before. Experience creates grace, the experience of wholeness. And this is why we can bring all of these experiences in with whichever how traumatic or challenging or fake or false, it doesn't matter what we define it as, we bring it in and we allow it to be all that we are and understand that there's grace within it all. So there's no point on, pointing fingers and blaming and judging, because it's all within the all. We're all threading ourselves back into the whole. And that's what humanity is waking up to. The intent at the higher level of all that we expand to, so the higher levels of our higher selves, the higher aspects of who we are, understand that within every incarnation, and we're not going to say reincarnation because it's not, every incarnation that is occurring right now, those soul aspects that are moving through those soul experiences in those lifetimes are braiding themselves with you, the ones that are most pertinent, that can add the wholeness, that can add the experience, that can add the grace and the love and compassion if you're choosing to ascend and move forward, are those lifetimes and those souls that will braid with you. And this is why we have often said that, the idea of twin souls or twin flames, sometimes this is the understanding of what of what occurs, is that these soul braidings are coming together in a marriage, in a merging, in a braiding, so that the energies can work in unison as one through the experience of what we're moving through right now, which is a profound planetary ascension. I mean, how much more profound can you get? Where the planet ascends into a new frequency bedding within our galaxy, so too does the human. Those humans that have decided to choose to ascend into a new frequency bedding have gone through the myriad of soul themes and soul lessons so that we can gain in our wisdom, gain in our grace, gain in our compassion, gain in our love, so that we are prepared for the frequencies that we're going to be initiated into. And we're initiated into them every moment. This is why we said every moment is a new way for you to braid yourself with love and compassion and kindness and all of those things that create grace. Grace is from the experience. Grace is what you walk with as you've experienced all of these experiences, all of these life lessons and themes. And this is why we get the Akashic triggers. We get the Akashic triggers because there's aspects of the soul that is required to be brought back in and loved as whole, and loved as one, to be brought in as one, not left out as separate. Because there is no separateness as you move up in ascension, as you move up in vibrational frequency, as you move up in dimensional frequency. You don't get more separate, you get more whole. You understand that there's wholeness to it all. You are the all. You can look at things from an observational point of view and understand what the story and the lesson gave you. Just as we found out that that video was fake. It's a perfect example and perfect timing, divine timing. So you can define it as negative and challenging, or you can redefine it and understand what the lesson taught you and bring it into the whole. And understand, well, there's an aspect of me that's excited to see those things. There's an aspect of me that knows that these things are potentials for humanity. There's aspects of me that can braid these things into a positive element and allow all that I see, all that I experience to be graceful, loving, and compassionate. For I understand that judgment will only allow me separation. And so the idea is that the more wise you become, the more awakened you become, the more graceful you become. And this is why the masters were obviously so graceful, Buddha and Jesus, because they understood through their experience, their soul experience. And you can entangle with your teams, and we've talked about this often, when you're ready for the next level, for the next learning, for the next lesson, you can entangle with your teams and say, okay, I'm ready. What's next? What's my next lesson and my next theme? And they'll bring through an Akashic trigger that can allow you greater compassion, greater love, and thus then creating yourself to emit greater aspects of grace, greater vibrations of grace. And this is when you synchronize with all that is unfolding to you. You synchronize with it, you bring it into the fold quite seamlessly, quite naturally, quite organically. You're synchronizing with all that unfolds because you understand that just as the 1 next to the 0 is 10, it's the whole, it's the one. so too are you with everything that unfolds. And you can bring it in, or you can keep it out and keep it separate and judge it, or dislike it, or whatever those limiting features are about that experience. You can either bring it in and love it and understand how it creates more of who you are, that soul braiding, and allow it to become more of who you are, thus therefore walking forward in grace with an essence of love for who you are, and understanding that you've learned those lessons and you're moving into a greater depth of love. You don't sit and judge yourself and hate yourself and belittle yourself or others. You sit with a compassionate essence of grace and love, for those are what the higher dimensional frequencies will require. You can't move up in higher frequencies and sit and judge and put people in separation or yourself in separation. It's all about gaining in oneness and wholeness and love. And so the Akash will bring forward perfectly timed, perfectly orchestrated events to bring forth so that we can enhance those aspects, emit greater aspects of self-love and self-honor and self-sacredness, to support and align healing, to create sacred union, sacred understanding, divine union, and divine beginnings. So these are all new divine beginnings is what I'm sensing for humanity. All of these aspects are divine beginnings. How is humanity allowing themselves to create a sense of newness, a sense of oneness, a sense of wholeness in how we see our reality? Create as often as you can the idea and perceptions and definitions of unity and wholeness, and unity and silence, and unity and oneness with Gaia, unity and oneness with yourself, your higher self, your sacredness, the sacred light field that you create with all of your energetic emanations. And so some of the information coming forward from our teams today, the voice of Gaia, and she mentioned the spirit rock. And the spirit rock is a gift that's encoded to every planet, and it sings and reverberates the love of God. For as you move in oneness, these are kept in love and honor for all time. And as the story unfolds for those that are upon every planet or each planet, we move together in synchronicity, and we breathe a new dawn. So what she's saying is that, you know, there's a spirit rock within all of those places that God has gifted as birthed. And that spirit rock kind of encodes and reverberates the song of God and the song of love and oneness and grace and compassion. And it's those that are awakening that listen to the voice of Gaia, that listen and tune and entangle with all that Gaia's offerings, because that's all that source offerings, that's all that creation offers. Tune in and listen and entangle with it and braid yourself with it. And therefore you will see and honor in all time the story that unfolds within it, because you're a part of that story. So is Gaia, so is God, source, creation, so is the all. We're braided within it all. And everything is gifted to each and every individual galaxy or planet or universe in this way. And how brilliant is that? The archangels came in. There is presence in your breath. Focus intent to thy breath of life, and with purpose, create waves of movement and potential into the atmosphere. The cosmos that breathes your exhale. We are with you in your dreams, and we are with you in your daily routines. For we are the soul braidings of each of you. Thread each breath, thread each thought, and each word in this knowing. We are sewn with you as one. The will and the divine love from God. This has always been the foundation of our relationship with you. We are in your thoughts, we are in your breath, we are your presence in your being in every way. Walk as spirit that we know of you to be. For we are threaded as one. You are dearly loved. And so let's go back to this, because this is what we talked about at the beginning of the show, is that we are threaded with every breath. We are threaded with every thought. We are the soul braiding of you. So the archangels and the masters and all that have come before us, if we talk about our old world energy understanding of what reincarnation is, or, old world, understanding of life and death, they're concurrent right now in this moment of now in other parallel frequencies. But this reality experience, this physical reality experience that allows us to grow and thread ourselves in through the all. Our new perception is being birthed in this moment of now, in that the archangels, the masters, God, source, the angelics, whatever term we want to give it, is braided within the souls of all that we are. So their souls are braided within our souls. They have this understanding as their foundation. For we are one in this way, within every breath, as we said earlier. With the inhale and with the exhale, we are one. with all that you do within yourself, every thought, every emanation, every choice to judge, every choice to love, every choice to move forward with your soul braiding, with this knowingness, how profound your unfoldings will be. And that you will set the stage for whatever you experience in your reality. And let it bring joy to you, let it bless you. For in every challenge, bless it. For in every opportunity, bless it. In every obstacle, bless it. For in that blessing, you alter the outcome. You alter it. And I know this to be true. I do know this to be true. Trust me, I've had definitely my share of obstacles. And this has been my birthday. Tomorrow morning, just after lunch, 12:17, I will be 47 years old. And 47 is number 11. As I'm stepping off of day 10 today, tomorrow will be my number 11. And so this is really profound on how utterly synchronistic and divine the giftings are from God to let you know that you're threaded with the divine in every way. Whether it be, an angelic feather that pops out from your shirt when you're getting changed, or, being in the dentist chair. This week I was in the dentist chair getting a root canal. And we all know my love for dentist chairs. We all know my love for the endodontist that is just lovely to work on my mouth and my jaw and my bones in the way that he does. And it was just a lovely experience. Root canals can often be that. And so I'll give you a quick synopsis of what happened in the dentist chair, as I have these epiphanies in dentist chairs for some reason. And I found out why this week. This week I had my jaw worked on. Because I'm a channeler and I get a lot of energy, and if I'm not speaking my truth, and if I'm not, in many of my other lifetimes, hiding from who I am energetically and spiritually, and knowing what I know about energy, then it creates those blockages of energies in those areas. And so, in having that root canal, that root canal was the symptom of. And I'm sitting in there in the dentist chair, in the endodontist chair, and I'm waiting for the freezing to totally kick in before he starts drilling apart my tooth. My epiphany just is, my higher self just sent me the epiphany, is that Joanna, you're getting to the root of all that you are. And the root of all that I am is to understand that I don't have anything to prove. I don't have anything to fight for. Like, this is, in my other lifetimes, I was a spiritual warrior, and I was always fighting the need to fight and stand up for what I believed in, and all of these things, which is one aspect of it. But to get to the root of it and the evolution of it and the grace of it is to know that you can sit back and surrender into it and allow it to unfold however it is. And you know that there's no more fighting that needs to be done, for the words are already there. The words are already one with the all. And so that those that are attracted to the material will be those that have written that within their story, and it's all going to work out, and it's all going to be okay. So it's about surrendering into all of that and allowing that to become your new story, allowing that to become the new aspect of who I am, and not feeling like I've got to go out and be that spiritual warrior anymore, for I am that I am, and it will unfold perfectly in all that I offer, for I'm a divine aspect of Source, I'm a divine aspect of God, and I'm learning to love myself in that way, that there's nothing else I have to prove. I am exactly who I am, and God loves me for exactly who I am. And so that was epiphany for me, and that's the root of what this lifetime is about for me, is to love myself in the same skin that God loves me. And the root of it is that I am Source energy, and I am love to love myself, and that creates grace. And so I sit here today in a state of grace as I enter into my 47th year upon this planet, a pivotal year, so that I can create mastery within myself and how I redefine and realign in things and refine all the energies that flow through me. And I sit within grace, knowing that I am loved in a way that I've never felt loved before. I've often felt about ending my life many, many, many times because of the challenges and the dichotomy, and I felt as if I was being ripped apart in many ways between what I knew to be real in my energetic form and what I knew to be real in this physical form. And it really tore me apart for many, many years. I can always remember being at odds and at war internally, with the internal dialogue for what I knew to be true in the universe, and what I felt and what I knew and what I sensed and what I was being shown and what I saw outside in my world. And so to come full circle in this, and this is what soul braiding is all about, is becoming more full within the soul and understanding that the more that we judge and keep things at distance and separation, and the more that we judge things and define things as being separate and as opposed to bringing it into the fold and braiding it in with you, that creates your wholeness, and that creates satisfaction, that creates fulfillment and your self-love that I truly never felt before. And this is why you're getting to the root of what and why we're here. And so, therefore, the root canal was done. And I feel more whole and satisfied and fulfilled in a very spiritual way, because I was sitting in the chair, and just before the dentist came in, the endodontist came in, I had tears welling up in my eyes, and my team was supporting me and surrounding me in love, because I had realized it. I had come to that realization. And that's what creates soul growth. That's what creates soul expansion. That's what creates the moment where you rise to a new frequency level, because you've allowed all the mistakes and the errors and the judgments and all those aspects of lack of self-love that you've had for yourself, and you bring them into the whole and you surrender. I have nothing to prove anymore. I know that I'm perfect as I am, for God loves me, so I love me. And I don't have to fight anymore to prove what I need to say or to say what I have to say. My words are the essence of God. And so I can relax into this and know that it makes me feel loved for who I am. And those who are attracted to it will be attracted to it, and those who don't will find their own path. And I'm okay with that. And I don't have to make anything right, for I know that in this making of right, the root of who I am creates the rightness, creates the wholeness. And that's the polarity. Those are the lessons that we learn to make the soul a grander, more fulfilled, more profound aspect of creation. And this ripples through creation. The moment that epiphany came through, I realized it, and I sat back and I felt a huge release and surrender. I have nothing to prove anymore. And all those lifetimes where I felt I had to prove and come and say those things for people to see that there's so much light within, there's so much human potential within. Why doesn't everyone see what I see? Why doesn't everyone know what I know? There's none of that left anymore. It's just to be happy being in the essence of love.